Welcome back to the Cactus Cave on part 20 something of project SR250. It feels like a massive break since the last video. There's been a lot of things going on in between. We've had the Jurassic Coast run, which was amazing, really great, and just great to see loads of people and have fun on the bikes, and just, you know, bits and bobs of life have got in the way. So apologies for the little delay. I can't remember exactly how long it's been. Today, not a massive amount happening, but I wanted to post something up because, yeah, to me it feels like a long time since I've put anything up. Yeah, basically today is just the petrol tank. It's been curing for a while now. It's got to be, what, over a week, maybe 2 weeks or something now. So it's definitely handleable, and I think I'm going to pop on the new fuel tap. What else we got to go on there? The fuel cap as well, and make a decision whether or not the tank badge is going to stay. What else have I got to report? Battery box is sorted. Again, thank you all so much for your sticker contributions. You just do not know how much that's meant, and how much more I've been able to do on the bike because of that. So with the last sort of dregs after getting the wheels and all the other bits done, I plumped in the end for a battery box that I found on eBay that will fit exactly the purposes that I wanted to do. What shall I show you first? Shall I show you the battery box? I think so. Let's have a look. And there it is. There's a little battery box. Finished in a quite nice red primer at the moment, ready for whatever colour you want it to go, and it's does exactly what I want it to do, really. It's all fits the right size, and the main thing is I've got a nice sort of mounting bracket on here as well, a good beef strap to hold it all down. 20 quid delivered, can't really argue with that. So let's waltz it over to the frame. I am going to have to, when I decide where to put it, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going to put it, but the metal bracket that I'd made up, that's not it, was fitted perfectly in there, but it's about 3 centimeters wide, and this is about 5, I think. So I kind of want an equal sort of thickness bracket to go across there. That's just marking out where the air filter is, so I avoid that. But yeah, I want it a bit more beef going across there because I want to utilise all these bolts and have enough meat for them to go into. So as it stands, I'm pretty certain it's going to go about there. I did toy with maybe mounting it up here or somewhere else, but no, I'm pretty sure that there is going to look nice. I am going to have to put the engine back in, I think, you know, just mock it up just to make sure the exact placement that it clears the air filter. And also I want to bear in mind that I've got a chain running in there, so I might have to just offset it ever so slightly to there to make sure there's no fouling of the chain. But yeah, that should be fairly easy. I will have to get another bit of metal. I nipped into B&Q today on my way past, and there's nothing thick enough, so I'll probably, there's a steel supply place not too far from here, a couple of miles, so I might take a ride out there tomorrow and see if they've got any offcuts or anything that I can get on the cheap that will fit the purpose, and then once it's all mocked up and ready to go, I can get that welded on, and then we can blast the frame, and well, hey, we're getting there. But it has actually brought up a, I'll just put this out here just to see what you guys reckon. As you know, I'm a fan of the satin black, but looking at the battery box in the red primer, and also it's been niggling me, the Biltwell lid I got. I kind of wish I'd got the red primer colour one as well. I don't know, I've got a bit of a thing about the red primer finish. And I did wonder about doing the frame. You know, it was going to be satin black, But what about doing that red primer? So pretty much that colour all over the frame. So imagine that with the black wheels, the black engine, the bare metal tank, and pretty much everything else black. And then that just I don't know, just to make it look a bit more different than, you know, just a normal satin black. Don't know, thinking on that one. Feedback appreciated, I suppose. You know, it's a bit of an uncharted territory for me. You know, normally everything's just like, yeah, black, black, black. But yeah, we shall see what you guys reckon, and I'll sit and think on that for a little while. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. So there we go, old battery box. So get that going, and then, well, that brings us over to the tank. Now we have old manky gnarled up fuel tap there, and I don't know, I think I may have mentioned way back when I was pulling everything apart, it's really gummed up, pretty rusty. You can buy a fuel tap repair kit, but it actually costs more than buying a replacement fuel tap, so it seems to make sense to get something shiny on the bike, eh? So that's going to be pretty easy. We're just going to install that now, and the fuel cap, which now I've sort of taken back out of the packaging. See, it's a bit of a chromy little doobry. When you put it on in place, is that too shiny? Does it stick out a little bit? I mean, the light, well, from what I'm seeing through the camera here, doesn't look too bad, but in the flesh, I'm just wondering if it sort of sticks out a little bit. So I'm thinking I kind of quite like the fact it's almost like skull shaped, or even like one of the Mexican sugar skulls. So I'm just wondering about maybe, you know, just painting on little teeth, little nose, little eyes, you know, just to fancy it up a little bit. I think what I am going to do is just get some either what have I got, about 2000 grit sandpaper, or maybe a Brillo, and just kind of scuff it all in one direction so I get that kind of almost brushed finish, just to take the bling off a little bit. Yeah, I might have a go at that in a second. I could spray it all black, but then I think it's gonna get chipped and beat a little bit. It's also helped make a decision. I was just, as you're digging bits out, I had got a plan of relocating the ignition somewhere else, you know, maybe sort of there on the side, but and getting a smaller ignition barrel and switch. But of course, one key fits all, and that's going to mean, unless I change that, I'm going to have two keys, which I think is a bit of a pain. So I'm not going to do that. I think the ignition barrel is going to stay on the headstock as standard. So yeah, so right, let's oh god, yeah, I'm all over the place at the moment. Tank badges. Now these are the tank badges. They're in pretty poor state. I mean, that one's got a lot of the you know, well, they look nicely vintaged up, don't they? But they're ever so brittle. I mean, that one's cracked, and that one is cracked as well. And I'm thinking, I did wonder about just either leaving them kind of distressed, spraying them up black, but I don't like them on there actually at all. I mean, the gold definitely sticks out like a sore thumb, and I just, yeah, no. I kind of just, I like the industrial look of having this bracket just on there, you know, and just giving it that, you know, the tank is going to be a very raw feature of the bike. So I think leave it as is. Just stick them up on the wall or something, or yeah, say goodbye. Right, okay, let's get on with the fuel tap. Right then, pretty easy. What I'm going to do is anything I need to salvage off here, which is literally just the fuel line. That looks fairly new actually, and it's certainly not perished, so that can be reused. So undo that. I suppose the rubber gasket that's on here, you could smear a little bit of fuel, or which I haven't got handy at the moment, so I'm just going to put a very thin slither of oil around it. You don't really need to bother too much about that, but it can't hurt. And then just pop it into position. And I've got also, I'm just going to use, I've got some fresh stainless bolts here, so let's have it all new hardware and sparkliness. Not the most exciting video I've done, but I'm just going to gently tighten it down evenly on each side. It doesn't have to be mentalist tight, but enough that it seats. It only needs to just crush the rubber a little bit. Let's say, don't wind it on too much. And then when you put a little drop of fuel in, if it leaks, then just nip it up a little bit more. Easy peasy. And there we go. Spanking new fuel tap on the tank. Et voila. Right. We'll now have a little look at this fuel cap and see if we can make it look a little bit more interesting. So what I'll probably do is I'll just turn off now and just have a little experiment with some of the wet and dry or a Brillo pad, and I'll get back to you with the results. So hang on a sec. Okay, so not a huge amount of difference, but just taking that chromy shine off it. What I've done, I hit it with a bit of 240, then 600, and then 1200 grit, just to flatten it off really. The top's pretty smooth, but I've kind of left a few marks in it, so I want it to, you know, have that kind of slightly used look to it, or let's not call it used, let's call it vintage. Yeah, it looks more vintage that way. But I do think it's crying out for, I don't know, it could be me, could be the metaler in me, but I'm seeing a bit of skull action in there. So I think I might break out the old Humbrol paints and have a little play. Worst case scenario, if it looks shit, I can just wipe all the paint off, can't I, and leave it like that. But I do think dulling down the shine a little bit was the way to go. So right, I won't film it with me scratching my beard having a look at the paint, but I'll have a little dab and a play with it, and we'll see what the results end up like. Here's my little arts and crafts 20 minutes. Oh, I've had some fun with that. I do quite like it. It's, you know, El Pequeño Bastardo, keeping the Mexican theme alive. Bit of sugar scullage. Yeah, I think that looks a bit groovy. It's a little bit different. I won't put it on the tank just yet because obviously I want the paint to dry. But any other? No, I think that's about done actually. Cool. Right, well, I think that might be a love it or hate it little number, but I think it's made the fuel cap a little bit more interesting. Right, I'll just let that dry off for a bit, and yeah, I'll put it on the tank. I'll have a look at it in situ, and then I'll decide whether or not I'm going to wipe it all off with thinners. There we go, gas cap on the tank. I quite like it on there actually. I think it fits in quite nicely with the overall vibe of the tank. You know, you've got that kind of slightly Mexican-y sort of vibe to it. Bit of a variation on the Harley Davidson skull filler cap. But yeah, I think that's a keeper on there. I don't know what you guys out in YouTube land think. Of course, your opinions matter to me massively, so please feel free to put your comments down in the box. But I'm more interested in what you reckon on frame colour. Don't know. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm afraid another sort of short video really today. But I'd rather put up a little video and keep it kind of fairly continuous, and yeah, just keep you updated really. But yeah, fingers crossed I can get my hands on a slab of steel tomorrow, start getting that damn thing finished, you know, and then get it all finished and powder coated, and you know, and then we're on the home stretch. Well, I say the home stretch, it's more sort of electrics then, isn't it? So that might be another 6 months, but nah, I think it should be fairly quick and simple. Yeah, still got to decide what I want for lights and things. I think as kind of as invisible as I can, but I still want it to have indicators, you know, and speedos, and you know, all the, not sort of speedo trunks, that would just look weird, a speedometer. But yeah, so yeah, that will all come fairly soon. But yeah, what more can I say? That's it. I'm pretty tired. It's getting on in the evening. I'll get this uploaded, and I'll catch you next time. So thanks for watching. Yeah, see you next time.